the whole string, okay, and instead of taking input again and again, just I will store the whole string inside the double quotes. So this is a string. Either you can simply create this string in multiple line as well. It's your choice. Okay, that particularly that was not a issue. In case of multi-line string, just you have to use triple quotes. Okay, that will be a one method to store a multi-line string in your document. So let's suppose this is a string what I'm using here, and now this is a multi-line, so you have to use a triple quote. So this is a string, and what's the feature? Just we have to calculate the number of occurrence of each and every word. Okay, and just we have to show all the words have the occurrence more than one. Okay, so now there's a multiple method you can follow to solve this problem. Okay, you can simply use a dictionary, you can simply use a directly string method. So there's a multiple way to solve this type of problem. So now you can simply choose any approach according to you. Just you have to understand first of all what the algorithm you're gonna use here. If you're going to check out the very basic algorithm, let's suppose just if you will take this particular word, okay, and now before how you would be able to take the single word, just you have to use a one split method of the string. Okay, just you can simply split whole the string into a different word. Just you can simply take a single word from here, and you can simply use a loop, and you can simply check how many times this is come inside your in string. So that's a one method we can simply use. Either just we can simply split your whole string and store your whole string inside the dictionary, okay, as a key, and you can simply store the values of this key, the occurrence of number. So you'd be able to fetch any method. So let me use a one method. So first of all, what I'm going to do, just I will split my string here. Okay, so when I will try to split my string, so what type of output you will get from here, what type of response you will get here, just look at this. So each and every word has been split it with the help of space. Okay, because I didn't mention any argument here, so the by default it will split your space on behalf of space. Okay, just if you are able to see, it will split your whole words using the space, right? And now if you want to store this particular list somewhere, either you can simply use the same data, or you can also use a different data as well. It's your choice. So just what I have done, I have used the same variable. And now if you want to print your data, and now it look like this. Inside the list, you have stored your all words, and all the words is a different element of your list. Now, if you want to check the occurrence of each and every word in your list, so for that, just you can simply fetch. So let's suppose if I'm going to take this particular word and we'll check inside the whole list. Okay, so for that, just you can simply use this method. There's a multiple approach I have told you guys. You can simply use any approach. So what I'm going to do, just I'm going to fetch a first word from the list. Okay, I will use this method. You know very well, we have already discussed about the loops, right? So when I will use this method, so what happened? So first of all, it will fetch the first word inside the word. Okay, and now this will initialize inside the word. And now when your loop will be executed first time, okay, when the word variable will be initialized, so this will be inside the word. And now you can simply check a one condition here. If I'm going to check if, okay, word, and what do you want to check here? The first of all, you have to store you have to store these element inside a list. Either you can simply use a dictionary as well here. Okay, that's your choice. So first of all, we will try to solve this problem using the list instead of dictionary. So let's suppose I'm going to create temp list here. Okay, this is a one empty list what I have created here. What I will do, just if the word in temp. Okay, so if I'm going to use this condition, the first of all, when you're going to check this particular condition, okay, if word in temp, so it will try to check this condition. Now first time this condition will be true, because temp is empty, so this is not inside the temp. So what you will do here, so just you can simply append this particular word there, or either you can simply use another method as well. Either you can simply use a not here, not in. Okay, so you can, it's depend which type of condition you want to use here. So let's suppose if the word not in temp, now the condition is true or not. Now this time is condition is true, but the earlier condition was false, because the time the word was not there, because the dictionary, the list was empty, right? So now if the condition is true this time, because I have used a not in operator, so what happened? So just you can simply append this word temp dot append. And which word you gonna append? Which word you gonna append? The word. So the first time when the word has been appended inside the temp, just let it be. And now the next time, what happened? So first of all, let's suppose this, try to count this particular thing. Okay, just we can also use this method to convert your whole word into lowercase instead of uppercase. Okay, this is the one more method you can simply use, and just you have to append your lower word as well. You can simply use this method, guys. And now what you are trying to do, just it will convert into a lowercase your word. After that, it will append inside the tab. Okay, that's
सर
how.
append का
And the point
role
is,
बता दो.
once the first occurrence of the loop has been executed, so this will store inside the data, inside the temp. Okay, if I'm going to try to dry run my program, so it look like this. Okay, once my loop has been successfully executed one times. Okay, yeah, everybody is mute, guys. There's a no issue, I think, right? So now the point is, okay, let me mute, maybe my headphone. Oh,
So can you tell the role of
mute.
append?
Might be it's better now. So the what I have done, just I have used this method, guys, and now just I'm trying to dry run, okay, to understand this programming better way. So when the first occurrence of your loop has been executed, you have successfully stored this inside the temp. Okay, and now when you will execute your loop at one more time, so this will execute and it will store, it will fetch is from here, right? Now the second time when your loop will be executed, right now, what if you're going to check out the value of the word, you have initialized is inside the word according to the sequence when you are using a for loop here. So this condition is still true, and you will append this particular element again inside the list. Okay, and your loop will be execute until now. Okay, let's suppose you have successfully execute append the values until the username. Okay, this is just an example to understand. And now again, when it will count for is, right? So when that this particular word initialized inside the word, okay, you have append all the values until the username. When you will execute your loop for the is one more time, so this particular condition will false because is already exists there, right? So when is already exists there, just you can simply print this value. Else, just you can simply print the method how many times is come inside the data, so you can simply print the value. So this is a word, and now you can simply count data.count, and you are trying to count for word. Okay, that's how you can simply print this value how many times, and you can also convert into the lower as well. So that's how what I have done. Now the point is, if I'm going to execute my program, just try to understand this program. Okay, let me execute this program, guys. So what happened, just look at this. The point is everything is fine, but if the is occur three times, so is print one time, that's cool. My is come two times, that's fine. So if the is comes three times, so you are able to see the is one more time here. Okay, is equal to three. Okay, and now if the ad has been come two times, and that this is also come one time. Okay, now that's this type of operations have been done. So what happened, so Python is occur two time, the training is occur two time. Okay, this is a one wrong condition. If you are able to see here, what why this condition is come, because I think this is a one this here. Wow. Okay, so that was a issue because I have checked this lower time here, but this is comes two time. That was a one issue. So either if you want to remove that particular issue, just you can simply use this method, or either you can simply convert this particular method. There's a multiple method. You can simply split your program. You can simply change the behavior of program as well. Okay. Or either I'm gonna remove this word as well. Now, oops, what happened? I'll remove the one thing, and now that's working fine. Okay, now this comes two times and each and everything is fine, but the is comes three times. For to remove this type of error, now the point is either you can simply create a one more condition here. Which type of condition? Okay, you can simply use here. Let's suppose if you have already print a particular value, the second time you would not be able to print that particular value. Okay, you can simply create a one more list here. Okay, and duplicate, you can simply use any method. So what I'm going to do, once it will successfully print any value, it will add that particular word inside the duplicate, append, and you can simply use that particular word here. That's cool. And now before printing the value, it will check the condition always. If word not in duplicate, and now after that it will print. So that's how. And now you can simply check it out. Now it will not print is 2 times. If you are able to see, only it will print is only 1 time. So this is a one method, because I have created a multiple list here. So if you're gonna follow this program, if you're gonna write a one algorithm to solve this problem using the list, okay, that will using a multiple list here, either you can simply use, either you can simply solve this type of problem using the dictionary method as well. Might be the dictionary one easier way instead of list. So this type of problem you can simply solve using multiple methods. Okay, so the next point what we have to discuss here, so let me explain, don't worry, one more time what we have done. Okay, right now I'm going to use a different approach to solve the same problem. So this is the one random string I have, and now the point is I have to print the all words which the occurrence of each and every word should be greater than one more time. Let's suppose this has been comes 2 times in your whole string. So on that point you have to print the occurrence of this particular word. The occurrence of all these words should be greater than 1, then you have to print in your output. So that's a one program I have created. Okay, if you're going to check it out, either you can simply change your string as well, it's your choice. Now the point, the same problem you can also solve using another method. Okay, what type of method, let me show you. So let's suppose I have a same data, right? I have successfully split my data. Okay, once you have successfully split your data, just you can simply create a one dictionary here. Okay, and inside the dictionary just can simply store your whole keys, all your words as a key. Now to do this method we can also use a dictionary comprehensive or the list comprehensive method. But right now we will not learn about the list comprehensive method. You can simply create your programs in a small one line as well using the list comprehensive or the dictionary comprehensive, but we will don't learn until yet. So we will learn the comprehensive in next session. So I will not use that particular method. So to this task, so let me use this method guys, a normal method. So what I'm going to do, just I will use this method for key in data. Okay, and I will insert temp. I will insert a new key inside the temp. This is a method, and I will set the values of those keys equal to 1, or either you can simply set the values equal to 0. It's your choice. Okay, now what I have done, just look at this. So I have created a multiple keys. I have created a number of keys, how many words you have inside your list, but the value of all keys is equal to 0, equivalent to the 0. Okay, and now when I will execute my loop again, word in data, okay, just I can simply check a one condition, and which condition you can simply check. So either if the word is comes, just you can simply add a one value. What type of value you're gonna add here? So data, okay, either instead of data temp, okay, using the temp, after that just you can simply pass the word here and just increment the one value for that. Okay, so this is a one method what I have done. So what does it mean? So now done, allow me show you. So this is what I have done. So just you are able to see each and every word. Now if is comes 3 times and the Python has been comes 2 times, training have come 2 times. So this is what we have done. So first of all, I have created a number of keys, how much words I have in my list. Once you have successfully created those number of keys, I have assigned the initial value 0. Okay, when I have execute this loop, so each and every time it will count the number of occurrence. Okay, when it will fetch the word from here, so it will add a 1. Okay, this is a one increment I have used here. Each and every time it will give the one increment to that particular dictionary. So that's why you are able to see. And now just you can simply print the values. Okay, just you can simply use a one more another loop to print your values, and only those values you have to print. Those values have the occurrence of each and value should be greater than 1. Or either if you want to print all the values, just you can simply use this method I and j, or the key and value. Okay, so this is a, if you want to unpack multiple values guys, just you can simply use this method. And how it will work, so let me show you. If you will use this method guys, temp, okay, if I will print the I here, so what it will do, only it will print your keys. Just look at this. Okay, but I want to print the value as well. You can simply use this method. So this is a one inbuilt method inside the dictionary. The method name is items. When you're gonna use this method, so it will print look like this. But this is not a standard method to print the values. Instead of using this method, you can unpack two values as well. And what I'm going to do, just I can simply I and j. Now each and every time when your loop will be iterate, so when this particular method will give you the two values each and every time. This is a key and this is a value. So when both the values and the key have been stored inside the I and j, and just you can simply print both the things here using the f string if you want to print. And now just you can simply use this method I equal to and j. That's cool. Execute your program again and just look at this. This has been come 2 times and the blah 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 blah. You can simply mention a one condition as well. If the value of the j is greater than 1, then you have to print, otherwise not. So that's how you can solve this same problem using a different approach. Okay, and now this is a very huge program if you are able to see right now. Okay, but if you're gonna use a list or dictionary comprehensive method, so your program will be short. Okay, this program will not be enough. So either I can simply remove and now the program will become the short as well. You don't have to print your values here, and now that's good. That's how you can simply solve this type of problem using a different method. Also, you can use a different method, guys, according to your algorithm, which algorithm you're gonna use here. So this is the one basic program I have created here, right? So now you can also use a different program, okay, to understand. Let's suppose you have now, but the right point, my string has been come inside the data. Okay, instead of your string in data, your string could be in a text file as well. So before counting your words, you have to use a file handling concept as well here. So until we not learn the file handling, so just like it before, right now we will discuss about the file handling as well later. Okay, so in the last line, only what we have done, just I have used a f string, guys. Okay, and what is actually a f string? So this is a one method to print your values. Just I have used a f string. I have mentioned the value of I, and I have to print the equal. This is a string if you are able to see, and I have print the value of j here. Okay, that you can simply use. If you want, if you don't want to use this method, you can also use this method as well. This is equal sign and j, so that's fine. I'm gonna comment this line, and you will get the same result. There's a no issue. You can also use this method or this method. So this is the one f string I have used. This is a versatile way to print your values in case of Python. So now let me move forward, guys. So you have to complete a one assignment. Just I have told you to in today's session, I will give the one assignment as well. And now your assignment will contains multiple point. Okay, you have to understand the assignment as well. Which type of assignment you have to do. So the point, first of all, you have to create a one login authentications program. Just we have already taken before example. Okay, but you have to add multiple functionality to the same program. Okay, what type of functionality, and the next sessions I will teach you how you would be able to send an email using the Python, how you would be able to generate a OTP to send a Python user. Okay, if a user forget a password, so then you have to generate a OTP and send a OTP to the user email. Okay, once a user will give you the successfully OTP, then after that you will be able to reset your password. In your basic program, you can also use that type of authentication as well. Either you can simply send a OTP on mobile number using some API. So the point is, so this is the assignment I'm going to explain, guys. And now what you have to do in your assignment. So first of all, you have to create a one basic database using the create a basic database using dictionary. Okay, until yet we didn't learn about any database. Okay, we didn't learn about the file handling concept until yet. So if you're gonna create your database, so each and every time your database, when you will execute your program, your database will not be changed, because when you will execute your program, so each and every time you're gonna use the same piece of code. Okay, that's why just we can simply create a very basic database using the dictionary. Which type? Let me show you the one example. Okay, I have to search each and every time. So instead of using this, so I can use command line method, and I have to search Red Hat at 123. That's cool. So in which Python data types. Okay. Yeah. In this file, I will get copy. This is a notebook. So I'll get a one basic database to understand. Okay, just you have to create an ASCII dictionary to create a very simple database, guys. Let's take too much time to load. Yep, got it. So this is a one example. So I'm gonna choose this one. So let me copy. I'll go back to our main dictionary, and now this is a sample to understand. Now the point, once you have created successfully, just you have to add one more key for a password. Okay, I will not follow the syntax right now. Just you have to understand the concept. Okay, this is a password you have to follow. Now the point, your program should be create. Now just you can simply do, you have to create a one very basic ATM program. Okay, you have to do the transactions as well in your program. Okay, this is a password, whatever you want to mention. Now the point is, which type of interface you have to create for a user. When a user will execute your program, okay, so you have to give a one beautiful interface for the user, and this type of interface you want to mention here. Okay, now it's your choice how you would be able to use this method. So this type of interface user will get. Okay, and now when a user will enter first, okay, either user will give you the enter one here. When a user will execute your program, user will get this prompt. The second input, user could be enter the login. User also enter the login as well in this method or either in one method. Okay, you have to understand how you would be handle this type of input from a user. Okay, once a user will give you the one or a login program, just you have to take a user name from the user and the password from the user. Okay, and now how you would be able to do that? So it's your choice. Okay, it's your headache. So how you can simply take a input from the users. Once you have successfully taken input from the users, just you have to authenticate the username and password. Okay, authenticate username and the password. Okay, the username should be matched to the password. Okay, just I have told you the password of this user is 12335. So this particular password should be matched along with this email ID, not with the email ID. Okay, just you have to create your own logic for that. Now the point, if a user will pass a wrong password, okay, so on that point, just you have to give a one prompt to the user. Do you want to forget your password? Okay, and now you have to take an input from a user, yes or no. Now the point is, if a user will give you yes, so just you have to create a one process, create a process for user forget password. Okay, and for forget password, how you would be able to create a one process for that? Just we have to take a email from a user. Okay, and the email should be matched to the database what you have already saved inside the database. Okay, so this is a one functionality you have to create inside your program. Your email should be matched whatever you have stored in your database already. If the email is successfully matched, just you can simply give a prompt to the user, enter a new password. Okay, if the email address is matched in your database. If the email address is don't match, just please try again. Okay, so this type of input you want to mention there. So now, if a user was able to successfully give you the right password on the first attempt, just you can simply move on to the next screen. The next screen should be look like this: view balance. Okay, whatever balance you have in your account. Okay, the second input, deposit the amount. Okay, whatever you want to mention, it's your choice. Withdrawal, and the fourth one, I'm gonna. No, I think yeah, log out. There's a one more thing, guys. Now the point, just you have to use some loops as well here. Okay, if a user will withdraw some amount, so user would not be able to log out this session. Okay, it will ask again and again from the user. Okay, until user will not give you the logout or the form. When a user will type 4 here in out in input, then you have to log out from this session and go back to the front session. Okay, if a user will give you the invalid input, your program should not be terminated each and every case. Just you have to use a exception handling. Okay, if you are trying to take a username or a password, if you are trying to take a amount in case of deposit, if you want to deposit some money in your balance, okay, where you're gonna create a balance, just you can simply create a balance look like this. Okay, what are the amounts you want to save inside the balance? So this is a one another dictionary you can create inside the dictionary. So here you can simply store your whole balance, whatever you have. Okay, if you have a 1000 or 20,000, just you can simply store inside your this amount, and just you have to manipulate this particular value each and every time when a user will do any transactions. So this is a assignment second, whatever you have to do. Okay, hopefully you got the idea, guys, which type of assignment. And now the one challenge, you have to use exception handling each and every time. Your program should not be terminated automatically. Okay, if a user will give you the anything in input, just you have to handle those type of exception using your program. Just you have to give it one pretty input for the user, this is an invalid choice, please try again. If you want to log out, just you can simply press the 4 for that. So this is a program, this is an assignment you have to do. Hopefully you got the idea. Okay, no, there's no need for the Kinter, but if you have enough knowledge using the Kinter, using a graphical applications, then you can simply use a Kinter for that. Okay, so hopefully you got the idea, guys. If you have still any doubt, just let me know into the chat box. Okay, no doubt, that's cool. Hopefully you are typing. Okay, okay, so I think there's a one program I have already created in my machine, so let me try to find out. Just give me a moment for that. Let me find. Actually, one, you will take a password from a user, guys. Okay, so the one method, you can simply take a password in a normal text. If you don't want to take a password in normal text, just you can simply take a password using the some sort of modules you have already in your Python. Okay, which type of module you want to use here. So we will discuss about these terms later, guys, what is actually from and to import. So all these keywords are used to import another functions from another modules. Okay, so the module name get pass you can simply use to take a password from a user if you want to use. So this is a one inbuilt module you will find out, get pass. Just you can simply import a get pass if you have a knowledge about that, or either just you can simply take a password in normal text. How to authenticate the user, just because you have store a username, right? And what's your username? Instead of 1001, you can simply take a unique username as well. Just like in case of any social media platform, you have a unique username there, right? If you have a this username, and the one more functionality, if you have, just look at this, this is a one more functionality, sign up you have to do there. Okay, and now the another username you can simply took Sachin 000. So now the point one, you will do sign up for a user. Okay, on case of sign up, you have to take a new username from a user, and that particular user should not be in your older database. If the username is already taken by another user, just you have to give a one prompt for the user. Username is already taken. Please create a another. Please choose a another username. Okay. If a user will give you the new username, then you can simply take the whole details from the user. Okay. So first of all, you have to take a username. After that, you will tell a user, please set your password, and you have to take the details from the user. Just you have to put those details in your older database what you have already created. So that type of program you're going to create in your machine. Okay, so this is just, I can simply give it one name to the program. Just I can simply give the one ATM transactions with the ATM authentication. First of all, you have to authenticate. Actually, this is not an ATM, just this is the one very basic program to understand the authentications. Okay, once you have successfully authenticate a user, just you can simply give another prompt to manage the banking account. Okay, if a user want to sign up, just you can, a user will give you the two in case of input. Just you have to take a new username, password, name, details, email, password, and just you have to add those values inside the database. You have to update your dictionary. Okay, we have already discussed all these terms. how you will be able to create a new keys and values inside the dictionary. So these are the all things you have to create here. Okay, so the point, guys, if somebody is confused in this, so just let me create a one very basic thing for that. Okay, so I'm gonna open the Visual Studio Code, and inside the same directory I'm gonna open the Visual. Okay, just give me one moment for that. So I'm gonna open the Visual Code here. Oh, my chat box is closed. That's good. So let me give you the one interface as well, guys, don't worry. So whatever we have done, just give me a moment. Okay, so I get a one program. Might be it's work. Oh. So the point, this is a one interface I have open, and now I think we have already created this type of program earlier as well. Just look at this. This is a method to authenticate a user, but in this case, just I have authenticated a user without any loop. If you will type a wrong password here, so just it will prompt password fail. So this is a one example to understand. Just I have used the same database, right? This is a user auth, and we have already discussed this program. Whenever I'm going to execute this program, guys, so what it will enter the account number. Instead of that, you can simply change this input. Please enter the username, right? Just first of all, you have to print a one screen. The user will give you the account number. User will give you the password, and the account is not exist because the account is not exist there. But in case of your program, in case of your assignment, what I have give you, your program should not be closed, okay, until user will not type a exit, or until a user will not type 3 there. Okay, just to, you can simply prompt account is not exist, you can simply take a input once more time from a user. Just you have to use loop there, right? So if I'm going to execute that one more time, 1001, I have to write the right password, and now I have successfully authenticated my user. Login success, welcome session. Just I have used a few basic concept. Just I have used a one condition in database keys. After that, I have trying to checking the values using the conditional operator I have used here, right? I'm trying to check the value should be whatever considered inside the pass WD. That particular value should be matched what you have stored inside the database using the account and using the following the password. So that's how you would be able to authenticate your user using this method. Okay. So now the point is, let me execute the one more thing. CD batch 29. So here, hopefully you got the idea, guys. So let me go back to the point, and here we'll discuss about the more concepts. So I have successfully closed the Visual Studio Code. Just you have to follow the same path to do this type of task. Now the one more thing, let's suppose sometime you want to create a matrix, right? Okay, and sometime you have to print some sort of pattern. Okay, but I will not create multiple patterns here in this session. But if you want to create a one matrix, okay, just you have to understand, in case of matrix you have to understand the array. Okay, in case of NumPy, in case of machine learning, you have to use an array instead of list. But what is actually an array? Okay, just array is mostly similar to the list, but there's a multiple difference you would be able to find out. And if you will discuss about the matrix, okay, so you can simply check it out. The matrix in multi-dimensional is all multi-dimension is also, but you can simply create a one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three-dimension as well. It's depend on you. If you will discuss about the one-dimensional matrix, so this is also a one-dimensional matrix. I can simply follow. Okay, so whatever I have used, just I have insert 5 zeros in my data. This is a one-dimensional matrix. But if I would like to create a two-dimensional matrix, just now you can simply check it out. So this is a, I can simply copy and paste, and I will mention, and now this is a two-dimensional matrix, just list inside the list whatever I have typed it. So now if you would like to print this data, just look at this. Okay, if you like to print more, and now what I have done, Just execute. Okay, this is a 1 comma I have answered. That's cool. Oh, just let me check what mistake I have done. There's a comma is missing. Now done. If you're gonna print your data, just look at this. This is a two-dimensional matrix, right? And if you're gonna calculate the dimension of this matrix, 1 2 3 4 5, okay, and 3 and 3 6, so you can simply say this is a 5 by 6 matrix, right? Now the point is you have to create a one program. Okay, just let me show you how you can simply create this type of program. Okay, this is not a assignment, this is not a task, just how you can simply create a matrix. And now once you will create a successfully matrix, how you would be able to print a matrix in a successful way. So let me show you. So the first of all, the program, let's suppose you have to take a two input from a user, right? If you want to create a matrix for that, just I'm going to take a n. Okay, and you can, how can you simply take an input? This is a method, enter n, right? And now you have done this method, so let me paste m, and just you can simply take a m here. So this is a n and this is a m I have taken from users. You can simply take, it could be anything, 5 by 5 as well. Once you have taken input from a user, either you can simply create your whole program at once as well, it's your choice. Okay, so what I will do, so just I'm gonna mention some few details here. Okay, one, you have successfully taken input from a user. Okay, you have taken n and the m. Just you have to use a very basic loop to create your matrix. Okay, you have to execute your loop at a number of times. Okay, and which method you gonna use here? So just I'm gonna use for I in, and you have to use a range here, and so this is a method. Now the point, if you want to take a those input from the user, if you want to take a input from the user, just you can simply do, it's your choice. Okay, so this is a list you have created, guys. And now inside the list, either you can simply create this list as well. And what I'm going to do, just I will mention the one more loop here for j in range m. Okay, and now this is called a nested loop, what I have mentioned here. So one, my this particular loop will execute. Okay, what's the value you will face inside the I? So if I'm gonna try run my program, so first value you will get 0 1 2 3 4, because I have mentioned 5 there, right? In case if I will mention the 3 by 3, okay, that will be a short matrix, so it will give you the 0 1 2. Okay, and now in this case it will also give you the 0 1 2. So the point, when this particular statement, one second number, when the line number second will be execute, so first of all the value of the I will 0. Okay, once the value of the I will 0, so you will loop, the second loop will be execute 3 times. The first time the value of the j will also 0. Okay, this is the one thing you have to. Now the point is, just you can simply add data, and what you want to add inside the data, that's your choice. Okay, so let's suppose if you want to add a one list inside the data, and what do you want to use this method, just you can simply append. Okay, and what do you want to append, either you can simply take input from a user. Okay, what input you want to use, take it from a user. So I'm going to take an input from a user, enter element. That's good. But the point, just you have to know, I have to create a one more list inside the data. Okay, just you have to understand append, and now how you can simply create that particular list. So either I can simply create a temporary list here. Okay, that's cool, and I will add the values inside the temp. Once I have successfully add all those values, I can simply append the whole list inside the this is a method I can simply use, might be it's better. Yep. So let me execute, or either I'm going to combine both the elements in one row. That's fine. So what I'm going to do, just if I would like to create a matrix 2 by 2, so it will take an element from yours. Okay, just you have to enter the elements. 20, that's cool. And now the matrix has been successfully created. If you like to print, just print your data. Just look at this. Okay, if you like to print a huge matrix, just you can simply use this method as well. What I'm going to do, just I'll print my data here the same way. Or if you don't want to give a input, just instead of give a input, just you can simply use a multiple method for that, guys. Just I'm gonna copy and paste. You can send a 0 as well, it's your choice. Okay, just use this method. What I will do, just I will execute my program. I want a matrix of 10 by 10, and just look at this. Your matrix has been successfully created. Instead of, if you want to take an input from a user, just you can simply uncomment this line. Okay, and this is a very huge program. If you are able to see, okay, yeah, you have created your program in multiple lines. If you want to use a list comprehensive method, just you can create the whole program only in one line, right, using the list comprehensive. But we will not discuss that method right now. So this is a method, guys. If you want to take input from a user, just uncomment this line, and now that's working fine. But there's one more challenge a user want to face here. Let's suppose if you want to create a matrix of 3 by 3, but you want to print a matrix value as well. Okay, on which place you want to take a input, on which element you are trying to take a from a user. So you want to print the position of that element key. Please enter the element of position 0 0 first of all. Okay, you want to print that particular value as well along with this. So what method you gonna use for that? So first of all, I'm gonna use a random number. That's cool. Okay, at the end, oops, my bad, guys. Undo. Okay, I have to convert in. Now that's cool. So I have to execute my program again. By mistake, I have typed multiple words. Okay, so I'm gonna execute, and now just look at this. I have successfully executed the earlier. Again, I have changed by mistake into the comment. My typing mistake, my bad. I may remove. That's cool. And the last time I'm gonna execute my program, it's working fine. Okay, 3 by 4. So I'm gonna use a single method. Now it will not a mistake. Just look at this. Okay, so actually when I have used a n here, so it will always comment my line. Okay, because that was a one shortcut you have used. You can simply use to convert your whole shell into the uncomment. This is the one shortcut I have used again and again. Just let it be. So this is a method. The challenge is, what the challenge you are facing here. One, you wanna enter these type of element. Just you have to print a one value. Please enter the element of 0 and 0. Once you will successfully give this input, it will ask, please enter the element of position 0 and 1. So that particular print you have to print here. So for that, just you have to use a f string. This is the only one way you have to do. So just I'm gonna stop this particular kernel. Here I have to use a f string. When you're gonna use a f string, so just you can simply mention your position of the element. Okay, so what the position of the element, just you can simply mention in this way. Okay, it's your choice. And now this is a method what I'm gonna mention, and now inside this I and inside this j, that's working fine. Let me execute. 3 and 3, just look at this. Now please enter the element 0 and 0. Enter the element of position 0 and 1. So this is a way, guys, now how you would be able to enter your elements. And now I'm gonna mention, and just look at this. This is a one matrix we have created by 3 by 3. Okay, if you don't want to give an input, just you can simply mention the 0 here. It will automatically fill the 0, and you will be able to create a huge matrix here, this type of matrix. And now there's a one task for you. Okay, which task I have told you. So the point is, just you have to create a one program. This is not a assignment. This is just a task. You can simply solve this task. Okay, once you have successfully solved this particular task, just you can simply print all the elements. So the task is, you have to create a matrix. Okay, just it could be look like a pattern. So the point is, okay, so let me good enough. So you don't have to print look like this. Okay, just you have to create first of all, and what type of element you're gonna mention. Okay, this is a little bit logical task. 3 and 4, okay, and 5, and the next element should be 6, 7, and then 8, and then 9, and then 10, and then 11. So it could look like this, and the last element will be, if you have a 3, 5, and 5, 25. So the last element will be 25. I'm gonna mention here. Okay, so with the next 12, 13. Okay, hopefully you got the idea, guys. And now you have to print this pattern. Okay, this is a one basic task you have to do at yourself. 16 and the 17 and the 18 and the next element is 19. So this is how you have to fill all the values 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's how you're going to do this task. Now, the point is just you have to create this particular pattern, okay, using some loops, using some loop techniques as well. Once you have successfully created this, just you have to print your pattern in a following way. You don't have to print your whole matrix in your square brackets. You have to print in a normal string mode. Your element should be printed look like this method, okay, in a proper way. Just this type of output I'm expecting from you, and just look at this successfully. Just 1, 2, 3. I'm going to create for 3, okay, it will not take time. 4, or in the next element will be 5, my bad, and the 6 and the 7 and the 8 and the 9. So this type of output I'm expecting. Another point is, guys, just you don't have to create this program for 5 by 5. You have to create your program for a user input, okay. If a user will give you the 10 here, if a user will give you the 20 here, so just you have to create a 20 by 20 matrix, and you have to fill the numbers inside the matrix on that particular position. So this is a little bit tricky program you have to solve, okay. And who would be able to solve? Just you can simply set, first of all you have to solve this particular program, okay. Once you have successfully solved this, you can simply upload your program on top of your GitHub account, and you can simply share the link of GitHub account on a Google form. You will get a Google form later, okay. So this is a task, guys, you have to solve, okay. And now that was the assignment I have told you, and the assignment I have explained in a clear way, okay. That you have to create a one authentication program, user input, user sign up, and you have to create a forget password program as well there. Just you have to how you would be able to authenticate for the forget password for using the email address what you have already mentioned here, okay. User would be able to do the transactions in their account, okay. User could be able to view balance, deposit, withdraw, and the logout, and so on, all these things, okay. And now the deadline for the project you will get later in Slack workspace, guys, okay. Hopefully I have explained at my side. Now if you have still any doubt, just let me know into the chat box. This is from my side for today. Okay, yeah, you have to upload to, yeah, I will upload this particular notebook into the workspace, guys. No, we will not learn about the Django in this Python course content, okay. But that was a very huge topic, okay. We would not be able to cover Django in this. In actually, you will not take a input, you will not take these input from a user. Just you have to fill from your side. Just only you have to take a one number from a user. Which number? Just you have to take a number of the columns. If you are able to see, this is a 5 by 5 matrix, okay. How many numbers of columns a user want in their matrix? That's a one value you have to take from user for the second task, okay. Just if a user will give you the 100, or if a user will give you 10, so thus you have to take a, is you have to create a matrix of the 10 by 10, and you have to fill these numbers using some sort of algorithm. You have to fill by your own, okay. And instead of printing your whole dictionary in this way, instead of printing, my bad, your whole list in this way, you have to print your list in a particular string method, okay. I will not be able to see the commas and all these things. Just you have to use a loop body there. Just you have to print your whole things using this method. So that's how you'll be able to create this program, okay. So now I'm gonna wrap up this session, guys. If you have still any doubt, just let me know. You have a 2 minute for that. I have saved this notebook. I'm gonna shut down this notebook as well. Okay, I think you don't have any doubts. Welcome. I've explained the assignment, bro. Yeah, you have raised your hand. Please let me know. Okay, so everything's fine, guys. So let me wrap up this session. Chalo.